The Clone Wars month. What happened to it, ladies and gentlemen? We were expecting so much this month with the General Kenobi log and reward, and I think the problem was there were some serious leaks that were going down this quarter, which is the reason why we got the Road Ahead blog post a month late, and I think that's the reason why we didn't get as much as what we were hoping for this month of October. We'll talk about all that in a second, but the main point of this video is to talk about December 2018. The log and reward is the Ewok Scout. Interesting, and based on the Road Ahead blog post we got earlier in November, I'm thinking this is signifying what is coming for original trilogy content. So sit back, relax, let's talk about what happened this month and what's gonna happen in the future of Galaxy of Heroes for the last month of this fiscal quarter. Let's get this story started, ladies and gentlemen. As we see here, the people in the future, 12 hours from now, they saw that the login reward for December is going to be the Ewok Scout. And I think this is important, signifying what December is going to be, because there's only 1 month left in the fiscal quarter, and we haven't gotten a single original trilogy content, which was promised for this road ahead for these past 3 months, starting from October to the end of December. But I want to talk about November. November seemed like it was going to be such an exciting month. Battlefront 2 had all their Clone Wars fun. They had the Kenobi release, General Grievous release, all this GNO stuff. It looks like a ton of fun over there. On our side of the border, it looks like we had a leaking problem going on, and we thought Grievous was coming from these leaks. This leak that was spread around, it was actually pretty accurate for October. We got Revan. We got the more Darkside KOTOR tunes, as we saw a few weeks ago, of Darkside Bastila, and we had the Beat 28 bomber, so it was pretty on point. And then November, it was talking about a lot of Grievous-based things. We had our hopes up, but then if you guys didn't see, on the forum post, CG Carey, the big top dog over at Capital Games, pretty much said that Arnold would be the first to know about the General Grievous rework. This is in reference to someone's comment, because the Road Ahead blog post was a big downer for a lot of people. Definitely was for myself as well, but the Grievous rework speculation came from leaks. So they're kind of saying that that screenshot was a leak, and they're not going to comment on the leaks, and that they're pretty much sorry that the leaks kind of led us to believe Grievous was going to happen this quarter. So it's definitely a letdown. We were expecting so much, and I'm thinking the leaks kind of threw a lot of the plans off, made them push their Road Ahead blog post a month later to maybe rearrange the schedule so it doesn't exactly follow the leak. So unfortunately, Grievous isn't happening this quarter, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hope it happens next quarter. But as you guys know, at the end of the year, at the end of this fiscal quarter, I will delete my channel. And even though we may not have gotten the Clone Wars stuff you were hoping for, I celebrated it in my own way. Almost got all the clones to Gear 12. That's how I celebrated the Clone Wars month. Although this game didn't do it, we all did it in spirit. But enough with all this sadness and the leaks and whatnot. Let's talk about the future of Galaxy of Heroes. December, Ewok Scout. What could it mean? And first off, to start our conversation so we can get this video to 10 minutes long, we gotta go to the Road Ahead blog post and talk about what Carey said in the Road Ahead. So if you guys remember, we had several elements of content coming. Grand Arena was one of them. I'm guessing that's probably going to happen in December, since we're in the last month of the quarter. And then we had the KOTOR companions. We had 4 brand new characters from KOTOR, which we think is going to lead to Darth Malak. We're still waiting on to see if there's a 5th element or 5th new character, or maybe HK-47 Rework that's going to complete the Darth Malak story. But moving beyond KOTOR, we have the original trilogy aspect of this fiscal quarter. And as they say, to round out the year, we're going to continue our exploration with the original trilogy universe. While we've dipped into this era previously, there are still many iconic characters and ships that we want to bring to the game from this time period. You can definitely count on some teases and puzzles from Crumb in the next upcoming month, so stay tuned. So we're going to start off here because they talk about characters and ships, and I also want to point out, this is just maybe stretching out a bit, but I want to point this out. Let's lay the foundation a little bit before we start talking about what I think is going to happen. When we go to your quest, recently after an update, they added an element where when you get a 7-star Darth Traya, you get like 10 TIE advanced shards, nothing special. I thought this was a little weird. There's a special reward strictly for owning a 7-star Wicket Furry Forest Friend. Now that, I'm not gonna rely too much on that, but it seems like this section's meant for important check marks. Like, see, owning a 7-star Jedi Knight Revan, rest in peace, won't probably happen for several months, but this is supposed to be a section for important characters to unlock, and owning a 7-star Wicket, he's not really that important of a character. Yes, he's needed to make Ewoks better, but with Ewok Scout being the log-in reward, and we're still missing original trilogy content. We're left to 30-some days left in this fiscal quarter. Maybe, I'm thinking we're going to be leading to a C-3PO, maybe a legendary. Oh God, Ewok legendary, my goodness. I mean, it's an order of operation. There's 3 months in the quarter, 2 months are over. We already got all the KOTOR stuff, and there's original trilogy content left that we still haven't exploited, and we're left in the last month standing. So if they're true to their road ahead blog post, this is the month that original trilogy content should be hitting us. And with Ewok Scout being the login reward, thinking about the character aspect of what they want to do this quarter, C-3PO could very well be needed. As you know, he was kind of like worshipped in the original trilogy by Ewoks, so there might be a good chance we're going to need Ewoks to get C-3PO. It's something a bit crazy, I know. Luckily, a lot of these guys are pretty easy to farm. Wicket is kind of the one exception. He's a hard node, very hard node actually, so it takes a while to farm this character. So if you don't know what to focus on this quarter, and you think, just like me, that original trilogy content is supposed to happen this month, maybe just make sure you get some Ewoks. I'm not sure if they're going to allow any sort of Ewoks, or maybe you're going to have certain Ewoks like Wicket in there. Whatever the case may be, this might be something to keep your eyes peeled for, because I think C-3PO is going to happen. Because now, thinking about the ship aspect, we've been talking about this for a while, but with all these bounty hunter ships being added, and then we saw how bounty hunters led to Chewbacca, and then we got Chewbacca, there might be a chance that we could be getting maybe a Millennium Falcon. Now, without a doubt in my mind, the Millennium Falcon is going to be a legendary status ship. I mean, even talking to the most lazy Star Wars fan or someone who doesn't even watch Star Wars, they could pretty much recognize the Millennium Falcon, most likely the most iconic ship in Star Wars. So if it's going to be a legendary event, or maybe a ship's journey event, maybe we're going to need C-3PO, Han Solo, and Chewbacca to pilot that particular ships. But furthermore, what I'm kind of worried about is maybe we're going to need these difficult to acquire bounty hunter ships. The Houndstooth, hard to farm, and then we also have the Xanadu Blood, which just recently became free to play, also a hard node farm. And I think we're not quite ready for maybe the Millennium Falcon. Maybe we need one more bounty hunter ship. Maybe the punishing one's coming out. I'm not quite sure. I think we're still lacking stuff for a Millennium Falcon. The likelihood of the Millennium Falcon happening this quarter, I'm not 100% sure, because I'm not sure what the required ships would be. Let me know down below. I was thinking bounty hunter ships, because Vader hired all these bounty hunters to seek out the Millennium Falcon, but there's a good chance they might make the Millennium Falcon like a hero ship journey, because the Millennium Falcon is iconic. We saw it in the Han Solo movie. I'm hoping that's not the case as well, because if that's the case, then we have to farm this ship, which again isn't too easy to farm. So the Millennium Falcon seems like if it did come this month, it's gonna have a high entry of barrier to get past in order to get that legendary ship. And yes, I know I probably sound like a broken record player at this point, but I'm thinking droids are gonna be an important part of the future. We're still missing a couple things to take droids to the next level. If you saw my top 10 first data to invest, I put T-3PO last on the list because he does transform the droid faction into a very usable faction to beat quite a few teams out there. So I think he's gonna be important, and the developer said that droids are going to be important sometime in the future. That was back in July. They said that they're not meta now, but they could be in there. They will be in the future, whatever the quote may be. So droids might be important, and C-3PO could kind of play a role like Hermit Yoda. Passive character, doesn't actually attack, but provides a lot of bonuses to supercharge a squad, just like Hermit Yoda supercharging the Jedi faction. So very possibly, droids could be coming, and I'd really appreciate it if they did that. To make droids a lot better. And then just speaking of droids, what I'm hoping for is that we see that HK-47 rework. A while ago when we got Canderous Ordo, we saw in the gifts, we saw a reworked animation of HK-47, and we still haven't gotten that update to the game, and they haven't made a comment on what that was supposed to signify. So we know that they obviously reworked some graphical stuff that they haven't implemented in the game. Maybe they're teasing HK-47 getting reworked, but imagine an HK-47 rework, C-3PO with the T-3M4 Zeta and some of these good droids we have that might make the droids a lot better going into the future, which hopefully leads to a General Grievous rework sometime down the road. So there's a lot that could be on the table. Regardless of the speculation, all we know for sure is that we're missing original trilogy content. That's the single piece from the Road Ahead blog alongside the Grand Arena that we haven't gotten. We got a bunch of KOTOR stuff. We understand they're leading to something with that down the road most likely, but we haven't seen a singular piece of original trilogy content for the remaining part of this fiscal quarter. So it's going to happen sometime in December, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm thinking maybe Ewoks are signifying something pushing towards that area of C-3PO. Let me know down below what you guys think. are Ewoks going to be needed for a legendary event that's going to be kind of funny? They're a decent faction. I'm not crazy about them, so it wouldn't be a horrible investment to give them the 7 stars and geared up a little bit. But regardless, would love to hear your thoughts down below. C-3PO, is he coming? What original trilogy content should we expect this month? Millennium Falcon, is that happening this month? What could the ships be that would be needed for that type of event? Would love to hear your thoughts. If you do enjoy the video, you guys know what to do. Hit that like button, comment down below on all of your thoughts, and be sure, don't know why I did that, to subscribe so you're not missing a thing. And until the next video.
Party Richter, Party Richter. Down, 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 down. Party Richter, Party Richter. Son of a